All right, everyone, welcome back to Rebecca Recommends. And we are in our Millionaire Real Estate Mom series. And today I am so excited to have a dear friend of mine join us. Everyone, give it up for Kendahl Sipes. So,
Hey,
Kendahl, I feel so honored to have you here and sharing a little bit of your real estate journey to millionaire mom status. And so take us right back to the beginning. So right back to the very beginning. Like you were born and then what?
I was born and then what? Well, I was pretty much born into real estate. Um, I am a generational real estate agent. My mom started selling real estate when she was in her 20s. So I just grew up around real estate all the time, and I've always been around it and I've always loved it.
That's awesome. And so your first step into real estate, was it like getting licensed or did you have a different role? So like your mom's an agent, what was your first real estate gig?
So I worked right out of high school as a front desk office girl at Gateway Real Estate. And I did that for years. I did answered phones. I was a listing coordinator. I helped with bookkeeping. I did all the back jobs that you could do for real estate before actually getting my license.
Okay, so you're doing everything and you're
Mhm.
answering all the phones, you're learning all the ins and outs of the business. And then when was the idea put in your head of like I should do this, like I should get my license?
Well, the escrow people would come and drop off the checks at the front desk, and then I would give them to the bookkeeper, and I kept seeing all these big checks come across, the front desk, and I was like, I want to make those big checks. So then in 2003, I decided it was time to get my license.
That's awesome. Okay. And so when you think back now, like you got your license and at the time was the market hot or what kind of market was it? Like your first couple of deals, can you remember what those were like?
Yes, the first couple of deals that I got, well, so when I first got my license, I actually was more like a licensed assistant for a long time for my mom, well, for a few years. Um, and then my first couple deals were actually like referrals from her
Okay.
of people that she was just like, this is too far. I don't want to go there. Or, here's one for you. You can work this. So they were leads I pretty much got from her. Um, my first deal, my first buyer was a new construction listing in Frederickson. And then my first listing was in Clearwood in Yelm. And I remember them both vividly.
I love that. Very
Hmm.
cool. And so then there's something unique about your story that I want everybody to hear, and that's that you essentially have expanded your business. And so tell them where and why and how that all came about.
Um, so about 8 years ago, we decided to buy a vacation house in Desert Aire, Washington, which is about 20 minutes from the Vantage Bridge, like maybe 35 minutes from the gorge. It's a little community on a golf course on the Columbia River over in Eastern Washington. My mom had a place there at the time, and we had a lot of friends that were going over frequently. Well, we bought a vacation place there, and it's a very, very small community. There's probably about 2,000-ish houses. Um, and all the real estate agents there were and are old. So they were like 80 plus years old. So everything was very slow, everything was very old school. Um, so we just decided after a couple of years, we were like, we should really break into this market since we're spending so much time um, over there. So we did. Um, and we've been working it pretty good for, I would say, probably the last 5 years. This year, though, we pretty much took over the market. We did about 70% of all the deals in Desert Air this year.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So, like, at one
Thanks.
point, you are like driving through this community, and is it
Mm,
just like your sign, your sign, your sign
that's
everywhere?
exactly that's exactly what it was. It's
We've
kind of
talked about
funny.
this, like that
Hmm.
domination. Like, what
Yeah.
neighborhood do you want to dominate and just have all the
Hmm.
listings? So, this
Yeah.
last year brought that to life for you.
Yes. It's very seasonal. And our season just ended. It normally ends about like October-ish. So this season normally runs, I would say, good from April till October every year. And then, it's pretty quiet the rest of the year just because it gets colder and it's more of a summer, vacation place where people are golfing and swimming and doing all the things that they're just not doing in the winter. So,
That makes sense. And so
mhm.
uh, where would the majority of the homeowners come from? Like if you were to kind of, think about the different clients that you've sold home to, is it primarily second home like vacation market?
So it used to be more of a retirement community. It's kind of phased out towards that. So they call them snowbirds. So April through October, like a lot of the retired people would be in Desert Air, and then in the winter they go to Arizona.
Okay.
What we're seeing the last few years is a lot of the retired people are moving full time to Arizona to be closer to medical care,
Mm,
because you're about an hour from any major city in Desert Air.
okay.
And then, I mean, it's mostly, yes, a lot of vacation homes. So I guess we specialize in vacation homes. And there are people I mean, from all over, like Seattle. We have friends from Seattle, Everett, Bothell. Like, it's only about a 2 hour drive from Bellevue. Um, from our house here in Western Washington, in Edgewood, it takes me about 2 hours and 15 minutes if I do it straight.
Okay.
So, I mean, to commute 2 hours, to the sunshine, to the water, to the heat. Like once you do it a few times, people just kind of fall in love and
Hmm.
then they have to own over there.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So you have business on the west side, you've got domination happening in Desert Air.
Hmm.
What would you say are like your top two or three lead sources of your real estate business?
We'll definitely referral from clients, um, referral from agents, and then absolutely networking. Not necessarily on my behalf from me, but Josh is huge in networking and he does it all the time.
Okay. And so your
Mhm.
partner in crime is Josh.
Mhm.
And so he's involved in a lot of community events. I've seen the posts, the one of
Mhm.
my favorite of this last summer, wasn't it this last summer where he had like literally a truck load of corn.
Oh yeah, and giving out corn. Yep. Just driving around with it. It was a trailer full of corn.
That's funny.
He was driving around giving it to everybody. So yes, he's involved in the Lions Club. He was the president for a couple years this year, or this year he stepped back. He's vice president now, but we
Okay.
still do it. We still do a ton of charity work um, for the Lions Club. We actually did a charity event this last weekend. On Saturday, we did. toddies for tots. And so we had three cocktails um, we served, and we had some raffles, and we were raising money for Toys for Tots, and
Wow.
we raised almost $4,000 in one night
Oh, that's
for
awesome.
toys, yeah, for the kids this year. So it
Okay,
was
so
great.
community events and networking, referral agent partners that are sending you clients, referrals from clients. And so it would be easy for someone to like watch you from a distance and be like, wow, like Kendahl's got it all together. She's got it all figured out. But the reality of it, when I really like dig in and ask my friends this next question, is the inner battle. Like, what are maybe one or two of the biggest limiting beliefs that you've had to overcome in your journey?
Um, well, I would say, before it was like I'm never going to be a huge success, right? In real estate, like it's too hard. I'm never going to have enough business. Um, only the really like awesome people like make it in real estate. So I would say you always kind of toy back and forth with that. Like, it's a bad market. Like people get into your brain but I would say now I'm kind of having the opposite limiting belief where um like I'm too busy and I don't have enough time, right? So I'm trying to really find the balance between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of revising my goals this year just to not stretch myself so thin, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it is about it. Well, it is. It's always about money or time. New
Mhm.
agents get into the business and they have nothing but time and they have no money. And
Yep.
then you get busy and you build a business and then you have money that's coming in. However, your time is stretched thin. And so then it's leverage, right? Like bringing different people into your world or using technology. And so when it comes to, well, let's talk about that. So
Systems, yeah.
yeah, like what would you say are the top one, two, like systems or tech that you use like on a regular basis to help you stay on track?
Um, okay, well, systems are tech. So I use CTE almost daily to track my business.
Uh-huh.
Um, well, to track all my active business. And then I have a couple Excel spreadsheets that I use to just track um, listings and then buyers. So that way nobody's falling through the cracks, right? If anybody has a conversation, it can go on a spreadsheet and then we don't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just spreadsheets, and then my TC. I mean, she's kind of my sister. She's kind of my backbone system. And I use command, like I have smart plans set up that are like on auto. So I do utilize, I guess, commands a lot. I don't really know. I'm toying with AI as much as I can. It still is kind of rough for me, but I'm trying to get out there and get used to it. I mean, that I would say as far as technology, that's probably as much as I use.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
great.
more it's more people. I have my accountability partners, I have my coaches, I have my transaction coordinator, I have my team. So it's more about people, I think, for me than it is about systems.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where leverage can show up is the people, not just the tech, but the people that are making it all happen. And so when you think back the over 2 decades of being in the business, what is a habit or a belief that you had to let go of?
Habit or a belief that I had to let go of. that your phone is just magically going to ring and give you business. I think is the biggest one. Like you have to follow up. You have to track it. Like it's not magical. It doesn't just your phone just doesn't ring. It will sometimes, you know. Um, and I think the other thing that real estate agents lack is just the motivation to get up and do the work every day, right? Like you don't have to get up and go to work. You're not being paid to get up and go to work. So just getting in the habit of, at 9 o'clock, getting on your computer, checking your email, like doing all the things you would do if you were like at a physical office.
Hmm. That's good. Definitely. What about struggles, failures? Like if you think back, a lot of times we learn really valuable lessons through difficult failures or things that have maybe not gone as planned. What comes to mind when I say that?
Well, I fail all the time. I feel like I'm not trying if I'm not failing. Um, I mean, learning to run your business as a business is probably the thing that you want to do first because so many real estate agents start making money and then they spend money, way more money than they're making, or they, start piling on bills because they're making good money, but then the business doesn't stay steady. So I think that my biggest suggestion would be don't get into debt, avoid it at all costs, and you kind of got to just treat treat your business like a business, not overspend as much as possible.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Mhm.
Definitely. Now, you are here as a millionaire mom. Tell us about your kids.
I have twin boys, and they are 20. They are both licensed real estate agent. One is currently working actively on my team. The other one has actually just recently stepped away because it's kind of our slow time of year. And he has some future plans. So he decided, full-time job was more stable for him. But I'm hoping I'm hoping he'll come back to it, but
Yeah.
they're learning the business, learning the ropes. I mean, it's a struggle when you're young.
Hmm.
It's a lot to take in, and I'm just trying to put them in the best position that I can, for
Yeah.
their future.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
Mhm.
that's my next question is when your kids look back one day, what do you hope they'll say they learned by watching you build the life you have?
I hope that I feel like one thing I did right as a mother is I taught them the value of money, something that I didn't have. I still may not have all the way to this day, but I've always, made them save, made them invest. They have Iris set up. Like I really pounded in the things that I didn't do that I wished I would have done. And I hope that they teach their kids that. And I hope that they continue to do it even when, I'm not around to force them to do that.
So tell me, like, how did you instill that work ethic in them? Like, what did you have them doing? So, like, the tangible things as a mom, how did you get them to save?
Um, so when they turned 16, the choice was if they didn't want to play sports anymore in school, that they had to get jobs.
Okay.
Um, so they got jobs. We did buy them a car, but they were in charge of their gas and their insurance. So they had to maintain jobs to pay for their gas and their insurance. And it was a quarter of their paycheck was to go to savings no matter what. Like right when they got paid, a quarter of it was to go into a savings account. So they kind of just have always done that because I made them do it for so long that they just kept, kept doing that. And I mean, still they they do it without, I don't even have to ask anymore. Like I used to have to ask, but they just got into the habit.
It's just a habit that has now
Mhm,
been, you know,
mhm.
shown by what you did and then just kind of set that expectation and now it's just something they do naturally.
Yeah. Sometimes they put more.
Which is awesome. You've got to be proud
Mhm.
of yourself as a parent. I mean,
Yes.
that's definitely legacy. So
I did
go
that. I did that right. So,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so go 10 years into the future.
hey,
10 years into the future, everything is working out better than you could possibly imagine. What does life, what does work, what does family, what does that look like in your mind's eye?
so I'll be what, 53? So hopefully really close to retirement by that age. Um, you know, I like the goal is to have enough passive income to not have to work and only work if I choose to. So that's kind of where I would like to be. And if not, vacationing quarterly would be awesome. I mean, we managed to get in like one or two a year right now, but I would definitely like to be able to relax more. And just, keep building, keep purchasing real estate, keep buying it. I feel like that's what I'm good at. So that's where I like to stick my money is because that's what I know.
Yeah. Yep,
Hmm.
absolutely. I like it. I like it. Is there anything I haven't asked you?
I mean, I don't know.
Any other fun facts about you that you'd want to share?
Um, I mean, no.
I would say that just in getting to know you over the years, one of the things that I so admire about you is your just ferocious desire to learn. Like you're always
Yes,
wanting to learn. And as someone who is like along that path of wanting to always learn, always grow, that's something I've always really admired and respected about you is that you want to learn. You're not just going to settle for whatever the mediocre is. Like you're going to learn, you're going to grow, you're going to go. And like you said, if you're not failing, then you're probably not trying enough. So I think that's
absolutely.
definitely something. I think the other character quality that I admire about you is just that you are a person of accountability. So, like, your word is your bond, and you say you're going to do something, and your follow through is impeccable. And so for that, I definitely just want to honor you. You
Oh,
are
thanks.
someone with impeccable accountability and follow through for
I
sure.
mean, but I do fail. Even though I follow through, I do fail.
You
But
mean you're
that's
human?
okay. Yes,
Exactly. You're
yes,
human. Well, I
100%.
have so enjoyed having this conversation with you. And for all of you listening, if you have real estate referrals in the greater Seattle, Tacoma area of Washington, as well as Desert Air, you are here listening to the vacation property expert who's dominating Desert Air Washington. If you're listening to this, then you should definitely click the links in the show notes and check out the real estate opportunities in Desert Air and call Kendahl if you have any questions, if there's anything she can help you with. So, thanks so much, Kendahl, for being with us. Any final words?
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. An honor to have you. All right, everyone. We'll talk soon.
Bye.